Hey, Mosgrom here. I'm going to make a video to celebrate the new update for TAXINAUT. And also, I've been compiling a list of questions and things that people have suggested I should explain on a video similar to the one I did before. This one, TAXINAUT 10 tips for Tenderfoot Cabbies. This one isn't going to be as smooth or edited. It's just going to be like a stream, but not streamed. So first thing I think I'll discuss is recording TAXINAUT, which I've had a lot of feedback about, that it can be very stuttery on recordings and stuff like that. There's regrettably not much I can do about it because TAXINAUT is Java and it just doesn't work well, it seems, with recording programs. I assure you, when you play it normally, for most people, it's not that stuttery. It can stutter a little bit like any application. The thing is also in TAXINAUT, why it's different from other games is you see very sharply delineated images that move at a constant speed, like your cab moves at a constant speed. Any kind of small deviation from that constant speed, the human eye will catch that very easily. The second thing is that Java uses something called garbage collection to clean up the memory once in a while, and that can pause all threads. You might see that as well when you play things like Minecraft, but you also see it in other games that don't use Java, that just use, I don't know, Unreal Engine or stuff like that. Sometimes there's just pauses. Yeah, what you can do about it anyway, one thing that makes recording a lot better. First of all, let me say, when you see it in the recording, that doesn't mean that you see it when playing. Usually when playing TAXINAUT, it's smooth enough, in my opinion. When you're recording, in the recording, there might be stutters. So what was I going to say about that? Yeah, what can you do about it in recording? Well, first of all, if you can use something like NVIDIA Shadow Play, that works a lot better, a lot better. That's because that is fully on the GPU that runs, or I think that's the reason. See, because TAXINAUT is Java, it uses a lot of CPU, so it can fight something like OBS for CPU time. I think that's part of the reason. Because when I use NVIDIA's Shadow Play, it's a lot smoother. But these days, I think I had a very old OBS before, and I downloaded a newer one, and there's now things in OBS where you can use the GPU as well for encoding and stuff. So here in settings, let me first say, I don't record directly to, what is it? Game capture or whatever it is, or window capture. I just capture the whole screen or the whole desktop. I don't remember the phrasing. I don't want to click on it now because I'm in the middle of recording. I don't want to mess it up. This one I think I can safely click on. Settings. Output. Recording. Here, this is kind of important. First of all, I would set it to MKV. I think, I'm not sure, that there's less encoding involved than MKV. Encoding normally costs processor time. So if you use MP4, that's heavier on the encoding than MKV is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's exactly the same codec and it's just a container or something. I don't know much about it. But I have a feeling MKV is better. It also enables you, I don't think MP4 can do that, to split up audio tracks later on. It's very easy if you import it into a, some editing software. You'll actually have the separate audio tracks. With MP4, you just have one track. So you could have like your voice, your game track on separate tracks, and then mess with the volume or sound filters a bit if you want. Anyway, as encoder, what you can do now, I don't know how long this has been in OBS, but for me this was new. You can pick this, NVIDIA NV encode HEVC, whatever that all means. Well, I think it means that the video is going to be encoded on the GPU instead of the CPU. So it will fight TAXINAUT less for CPU time. I definitely see a big improvement when using this. Another thing is in here in video, make sure you don't have 30 FPS or something set. that doesn't work for TAXINAUT. Well, I mean, it works, but it'll look way more janky. Set it to 60. Mine is at 59.94 because I have an odd display. Right, that's the display refresh rate. I don't know why it's not just 60. I assume that you want to set this to your display refresh rate, but I'm not sure what the best here is. All I know is don't set it low 30. That will give you a crap quality. And it will especially show in TAXINAUT for some reason. Okay, that's about what I have to say about the recordings. Well, if you want to know more exactly, you can go to the manual has a lot about that. Let me plug my manual a little bit here, because what? Oh, it thinks it's HTTPS, my own site. No, I don't have a what is it? A certificate. There's no security threat here. I don't know. Why would you take my word for it? Anyway, you go to Steam here, or you can just go directly to Steam. I don't know why I'm going through my website. That's how I do it. Eject all. Where is it? You scroll down. We're looking for the manual. That's what we're doing. View the manual. Yes. My God. So there's an online manual. It's the same one that's opened when you click help in TAXINAUT menu. And here, down here, there's a lot of information in this actually about setup and troubleshooting. Let's see. Problems, crashes, and troubleshooting. Common problems. The game stutters abnormally. Or here, the game stutters a lot more when I try to record, stream it. And you can click here. And there's a lot of tips there. And more detailed information on what I just said, really. Same for if it's just for generally playing it. There's a lot of things there. Like on laptops with dual GPUs, they can all be all kind of things. Like laptops tend to throttle themselves as well to to consume less energy when you're off when it's not plugged in to the socket, wall socket. Other things like that. You want to turn the Steam overlay off as well. That definitely causes a problem. Well, there's a whole list of crap here. And so you can go through that if you have problems. And it should probably solve it. For me it has. I have a RTX laptop here that had these kind of problems. And now it doesn't. Anyway, yeah, that's that. So I think I'll just close this. Right. And let's get into TAXINAUT actually finally. I won't run from Steam. Because, yeah, in my development environment, I can, has a different configuration file and I can do some things easier while I'm explaining stuff. So here, yeah, I use Eclipse. Oh my God, I know. Taxi dev. Right. I recently updated to the 50 because there was a little crash. Thanks, Luke, pointing that out. Again. Luke is the greatest. Let's see. Continue. Right. So first thing, maybe controller support. You should see, I'm not seeing it, but here you should see a big controller now. Do I have controller support on? So in settings, UI, here, controller and keyboard. Yeah, you want to click on. If it's like this, click this and we'll select all this. I will keep that on if I was you. This one, the system tries to put the focus on an appropriate element, but sometimes it just fails. Maybe if it's working very badly for you, can turn that off, but it'll be probably horrible to work with. Hide mouse, that's just when you're flying, the mouse is showing and it can get a bit confusing. So if you're using a controller, you don't really want to see the mouse pointer sort of next to your cab or in some weird while you're flying. So yeah, I would leave that on as well. It's only a bit confusing if you're trying to use the mouse while flying. But as soon as the game pauses, the mouse pointer will come back. Here, I'll show you actually. So I'm on the... I hope you can see the controller buttons being pressed there in the bottom left corner. What was I going to say? See, you don't see a mouse pointer now. But if I pause the game, see, the pointer is back. I can move it with the thumbstick and all that. Oh, I have it a bit fast. I think I'm using the wrong configuration myself because I put that on slow. It makes it easier to click things. Anyway, yeah. About the controller, actually, I'll show you where you set it up in case you don't know. Normally, it should be that if you start TAXINAUT and you have your Xbox or Steam controller plugged in, that it automatically selects the right Steam controller layout. Sorry, I'll just have a drink here because my voice is cracking up again. If it doesn't, you can do that in here. This is the library panel or whatever for TAXINAUT. And your controller layout. And go in there. If you click here, you can select one that you already have or from community. Now my layouts, the recommended layouts that I uploaded should be in here. I only have for Xbox One and Steam. I don't have any other controllers. I don't even play with controllers. So I bought these basically for people to be able to support controllers in TAXINAUT. Anyway, back, you can edit the layout. So if you need to do that, I recommend you read the manual. It'll tell you exactly what buttons you want to map to what keys, etc, etc here. Let me see. Oh, I closed my browser, didn't I? Anyway, if you look in the manual, there's a whole section on configuring your controller for use with TAXINAUT. Very detailed. Back to TAXINAUT. So once that all is set up, and you have, of course, here in the settings, you have it on, you should have it. So how does it work? Finally, we're there. So let me think, how can I explain this best? So the system needs to know what you're pressing when you're pressing the A button. Now, if nothing is selected, it will just pause and unpause the game like this. Now, when it's paused and you want to press, say, something in your item panel over there, like, I don't know, like the galaxy map, although that's maybe a bad example. I don't know, anything, then you can move the what I call focus around. So this indicates what is going to be pressed when you click A. So with that, I use X on the Xbox controller. Now this has, the cap has focus. That means if I click, it just unpauses again. In the first press on X, now the item panel has focus. Now, geez, I'm explaining this very badly. If I press X again anyway, that whole area there, well, as soon as you move the mouse pointer, everything loses focus because it assumes you're using the mouse then to click something. So that was kind of dumb. Shouldn't here. So here, the map, the mini map area has focus. If I click again, it goes back to the cab. If there's other things on the panel, like at the bottom there, the bottom right, there can be messages and stuff. They will be selected as well. Or if you land it, I'll show it actually when you land it. There might be more. See, where will we land? Here at the motel. So they automatically selected the Adios button there, if you can see it. See, I'm not moving the mouse because that will unfocus everything. See how that's brighter? The Adios there, sort of at the bottom of the little panel of Coco Motel. So now that whole panel sorta is the focus, and that adios, well, that adios button has the focus. Now if I press X again, it will move to the item strip there. If I press X again, it will move to the map information panel there. And I can, by pressing X repeatedly, I can move between areas of the UI like this. Now if there was something shown underneath there, like messages in the bottom right, it will go there as well. Now once you're in the area you want to be in, you can use left and right to pick different buttons on wherever you are. You see, I'm now on the Dios, save button, the portrait, I can click that to talk to that person or check in on the motel here. Same with if I go to the item panel, if I move left and right, I can select different buttons on the item strip. You can also go up down here. You can't do that on the what do I call it, the other panel there, this one, because up down is needed here sometimes when you're in lists and stuff, and then it gets confusing. So but here on this grid you can use up down as well. When you're in a list you can use up down to traverse through that list. Like up here, this list, see, I can go up down, but I can go right to select those little buttons here and move through those interface elements in the map information panel. If I go left, it goes the other way. I think you're getting the picture now. Getting a bit, repeating myself here a bit. So once you're on whatever you want to click, you can just press the A button. For example, here I want to see only things that require my attention. See, well, there's nothing now, so yeah, I'm clicking that. Or I want to know about the birdie storyline. See, then it shows there. And then let's say I want to click back there or something. If you can see it, I can press X to move to that part of the UI, to that group. Here, let me see if it now moves around to that one, the list, the panel of where you landed there, item strip. See? Anyway, so I can move to the birdie thing. I can use left, right again to click the objective there, for example, and see the suggestion if there is any. So back, see, that closes it. It tries to then give something relevant focus. So in this case, it picked that where you landed, the Coco Motel panel, and gave the Adios button focus. I don't think this has been very clear, but I hope it helps. Somebody said that there was no, that kind of pissed me off, obviously, because I spent like a month, I think, in total on all this stuff. Because that isn't that easy. I've done that before at a company, Focus Traversal, in the 90s. Like, it was a fucking nightmare, and it was here, well, less, because I knew what to expect. So, kind of knew a little bit what I was doing. But anyway, there definitely is controller support, I think, beyond just, you know, moving the mouse over with your thumbstick and clicking it like that. You can do that, but there's more. You can just use buttons. Another nice thing, which is the next thing, I probably I have a list here that is very nice. That's new now. Oh, last thing before I forget, you can also press B to back out of anything. If I just press B repeatedly, so if I'm landed somewhere, oh, nearly crashed into somebody there. I'm this motel and I'm somewhere in here, or let's say I'm in the galaxy map even, which is also kind of interesting. I won't talk about that now. But if I'm in the galaxy map and I press B, see, it closed the galaxy map, and now I'm on the recovery 13 motel panel. Click that and I'll just take off. So you can just back out of things with B, the red button. Oh guys, go away. So the next thing I was gonna say that is completely new is you can now use either right mouse. If you're holding right mouse, on the control I have that mapped to the right trigger button to move at speed 1, and as long as you're holding the trigger, you will go at speed 1. As soon as you release it, the cab will stop. So you can also use this for, like, do these little nudges if you want. That can be very handy in very dense traffic where you're kind of in a traffic jam. And you're constantly making little, or you're trying to push yourself in between other flows of traffic to get to where you want. That's very handy. While you're holding the trigger, you can still increase your speed as normal with the up and down thumbstick, or no, not thumbstick, what is this called? D-pad. Right, and down to reduce speed. But if you're holding it, like the trigger, and you're using the speed changes, as soon as you release it, the cab fully stops. So that's a lot easier when using controller and even with mouse to avoid crashes. So you just let go and you're still, and you can do little nudges. Anyway, that's that. What else? Oh yeah, rough landing. Now, everywhere, well, on planets, not in space. I think you can do it in some stations. I'm not sure. In dungeons, caves, nearly everywhere except in space, you can land anywhere you want. You don't just have to go to a you know, a site like this. It's clearly marked as a landing zone. Let me just find something else. Those are annoying. Okay, there, that trader, for example. See, that's clearly you can land there by flying into it. Everybody's familiar with that. But you can also land just anywhere you want in TAXINAUT. Now, the only thing with that is, for example, on this planet, that's illegal to do that. So if you do that and there is some kind of security nearby, they will come at you and give you a ticket. But on most other planets where it isn't so civilized or whatever, you can just do that. And you might find things there too. And there might be people there, creatures, any sort of thing. So to do that anyway, to land, you move over here to this land. Click land. And then you just land anywhere there. There's nothing here. You can wait for 10 minutes. I don't know why you would want to do that, but you can. Or you can leave again. Oh, here we go. Somehow they knew. Here, I have something for that. I have a little button that, and now he has no interest anymore. Goodbye, friend. I'm not that great with the controller myself, but I've learned to like it a bit more. The game isn't really designed for a controller, obviously, but it is doable now. It's more for when you want to play it on Steam Deck, to be honest. I've been told, I don't have one, that it works. Another thing I did for that, actually, that's been a while back, that was in December, like the text. I'll show that actually. In the settings, in UI, you can now do text size and make it really big. 16, I'll make it 18. Oh yeah, I have to restart though, I think. I should probably have done that. Oh yeah, okay, no, not now. Anyway, you can make all text big. Actually, I'll show it. Continue, but now. Maybe it'll look better on the recording as well. More clear. Start TAXINAUT again. So that changed immediately, but other elements wouldn't have in the game. That's why I need to restart. This makes it very awkward to do that. You know, you do a lot of things in code to optimize. So everything's already ready for a certain text size. If I would do that live, it would have to be ready at any moment for that to update. You know. Anyway, so here you can see it's bigger. And these as well, the descriptions, like nearly every text, all text, every text is bigger. So I'll leave it like that for a bit, and we'll see. What was I saying though? Oh yeah, the rough landing. So we did that. What else? Oh yeah, you can re-enter a system with that. What does that mean? Well, if you sometimes you get what's the word? Evicted. You get kicked out of a system by security, and you kind of end up on the galaxy map. You can just press Y button on your controller to open galaxy map, by the way, and you'll be out here like on the system. This is not now the case because I'm on the planet still, but if you actually took off, left the system, you'll see something like this. You can then press this one, the land button again, to re-enter the system. It's a little thing. While we're here, maybe also kind of, this is kind of a bit about the controller. You can zoom in and out. You see this blinking up here? That means that the galaxy map has focus. I can move it again with X to other things, but now that's blinking. Galaxy map has focus, and the plus minus there in gray means that your D-pad up and down can zoom out the galaxy map. Now when you hold your action key, the green button in this case for me, it changes there to sort of a little gray D-pad. You can now pan the galaxy map with the D-pad while I'm holding the A button. So that's a little handy thing. What else? I'm gonna add a big, what is it, index, or is that what it's called? No, scene, a contents list to this video, so people can easily click to different topics. Like you might not be interested in game control support at all. What else? Re-enter system. How to order a tow. Yeah, that's another thing. I'm gonna switch to mouse, I think, because that's just easier for me. So settings, UI off, and you're probably seeing this thing here, this Xbox controller still in the bottom left, so I'll turn that off. Where are we? Can I? Xbox One controller should be gone now. I hope it is. Anyway, ordering a tow. This isn't completely ready yet. No, it works, but it's too expensive, and I want to add it to cab company benefits. You know how you've joined you're with a cab company when you start the game. I'll get to that in a minute. But so if you're aware of garages, like let's say you need to find one. Let me try and find a garage. Just teleport around here. This is not something that's available to you guys, but it's handy for me. Just right click on the, let's see now, looking for a garage. Do I have a garage already known? Oh, well, info, we're on here. Nope, I don't. I'll get to this in a minute as well, what that all means. Let me try and find, you know what we'll do? Just discover everything. No, actually, let's not do that, because I want to show that off later how that works. Let's not discover everything. Is that a garage? Yes. So once you discover the garage, let's say we're somewhere else. Okay, let's teleport. So we've discovered this one, right? Because we landed there. And let's say we're somewhere else on some wild planet. There's a teleport to nearest zone. I will take 2. That's sort of a forest world. Right? Security. Okay. These shouldn't really have spaceports, but they do. So you're somewhere, and let's say you didn't bring a Well, this one that doesn't count because it has a spaceport. Okay, but you didn't. Let's say it doesn't, and you didn't bring an anti-graviton charge like I didn't here. You can't get off the planet, or maybe you crashed and you can't even take off from the surface anymore. Then you can order a tow. So I go into the galaxy map. It was in Nile, I think. Info. Go there. This was the planet I was previously on with the garage. And you go to the garage. And if you click this, you'll get the nearest one here. Then here, order. And can order a tow. Oh, I don't have the money for it. We do that. See. Give myself 1 million. Doesn't update. No, you cannot. Anyway, I'm going to improve on this a lot. It's not going to be as expensive, although it's not that expensive. And you'll be able to sometimes, I'm not quite sure yet, but order it free from Metroid Cab. Why can't I? Wait. Sorry, let me just do this live. Try to say, let's land here. Hope. Yeah, there could be creatures here that attack you and stuff. Let's try this again. Maybe it's because I'm not landed. Or I'm just interested myself why this is actually disabled. Carriage. Order? Oh, you have to be landed. See, now I'm being towed. And they'll, for that money there, what was it, 5,000, they'll bring you to that garage. So that can be handy if you're completely stuck on the planet or you crashed, etc. Next. Yeah, cab company. So that's pretty soon going to also have the ability to tow. But more importantly, what you can use right now to more easily make money is go to a system where the company you're with are operating. And I think they're operating here anyway. Are they? No, they're not, because you would have a little icon, I think. I don't think they operate here. But to find out where they do, you can go here, contact HQ. Can I help you? You can also buy out your cab there. So if you have enough voodoo, when you're with the company, they're taking half of your earnings, as long as you are. But if you're sick of that, well, if you're flying their cab, you can actually be with a company without flying their cab, and they won't take half of your earnings. But if you're with a company and you're borrowing their cab, they're taking half. And if you have enough, you can actually buy the cab you're flying. Here, I want to buy out my cab. Won't do that now. But this one. So if you want to know where they operate, where's your nearest dispatch? You can click that. Let me check. Then you now have a bookmark. Sorry, I'll take a little drink here. Metroid Cab dispatch. Let's set the destination. You don't know where that is. Let's see where it is. It's a bit away, 138 light years in the PAX system. They operate there. So just to demonstrate this, I'll sure, Christmas, give myself everything just for demonstration purposes. Well, not everything, but other helpful things. We'll get off this rock. All right, and then are we already? Yeah, we're ready to go. The very fast one, because it's cat 3, category 3 warp jump for like 100 light years. I'll just ignore this stuff. Don't go away. Here, welcome to Metroid Cab, it says. So they're active in this system. Is there any other way actually to see that? That's a good one, Mosgrom. Maybe that just should show somewhere else. Like here, a little icon, or here. That's the same. That there's a... Yeah. You discover things as you actually rationally talk through them. Anyway, you will get this message, and if you fly around him for a while, I won't do that here, I'll just skip time 1 minute. Here, after one, that would be 1 minute of flying. You get this, a call out. Metroid Cab call out available. You can click on it, and then it tells you where the pickup is. Small business at PAX in the PAX system. So it's on some place called Small Business, and it's on Planet PAX in this system. It's always in the same system you're in. The pickup is. The drop off, you won't know what that is yet, but you can just take it. It won't expire once you take it unless you leave the system, or maybe within a day. I think I said it never expires, but I'm not 100% sure now. But if you leave the system, it's gone. So we'll take it. You don't have to worry. You're not like, what's it called, locked into it, or you won't get punished if you don't do it or something. You can just take it now if you want. While you have a call out taken, you won't get another one, I think. Once you're there anyway, you can still say no. Here, I'll show you. We'll just teleport to there. Teleport to destination. So you just get this usual panel that you get with pickups as well, and you can still pass on it. The good thing is, because it's a call out, you'll get, we'll pay 4,000 surcharge for a call out. So you get that anyway on top of everything. The other good thing is call outs are always known. You don't have to worry about, you know, finding directions. See, it's fully known. Destination, location, fully known, star system, planet, and final destination. You don't have to worry about that. That doesn't mean you don't get the information bonus. That depends on whether the passenger knew it or not. That's separate from this. Even if the passenger doesn't know it, you will automatically know it when it's a call out. The taxi company knows where it is. So I don't know whether this one, do they give us? Oh, that's just that Metroid Cab will take some of our earnings. 400 surcharge for the difficulty. Interstellar travel surcharge. That is off-planet surcharge, and if they're stalled on an expressway, they'll pay it. No, they knew where it was themselves as well. So in this case, you don't get an information surcharge. Normally, when a passenger doesn't know where something is, they have to pay extra for you to bring them there. So you can still take or pass on it. It doesn't matter. So I'll pass on them now. And if you fly around for a while again in this system, we're still in the PAX system, we're on PAX in the PAX system, then you'll get another one here. I'll just skip a minute. What's this? Yeah, Metroid Cab available. You click on it again. Tracks Formax on Promilla in the PAX system. Sometimes it will be the same place. I don't know, there might be a little bug in it where it sometimes keeps putting the pickup on the same place. I don't know. Oh, it knows where the drop-off is. Okay. Take it. It's actually on small business. Oh, see, stuff like that happens sometimes. I'm not quite sure whether that's... It won't matter anyway. So, Trax Formax. On... Oh, it's on a different planet. Sorry, on Fomilla. So, where is that? Fomilla. This one here. Okay, well, we won't do that now, but you get how callouts work now, I hope. They're very handy, especially because of that 4,000 extra bonus, and you just guaranteed a constant flow of them as you're flying around this system. The destinations can be outside of the system. They shouldn't give you any destinations that are too bizarre, I think. So Or else just pass on them. It's as easy as that. What else? Don't forget that you can talk to bar patrons. How do you say that? Yeah, well, this is kind of an annoying. I made the icons here so you don't immediately know what's what. You have to kind of learn it, but I kind of forgot myself. Which one's the bar? Do they have bars here? Yeah, it looks like. This must be a clinic. This must be a diner here. A little feeding thing. Yeah. They have bars here. I don't know what that thing is. Nexus? Oh, I don't have a permit here. Okay. Get off of this one, because it's just annoying. Get back to the standard one. Teleport to that one. That's my default standard set. Sets is that's a word I use for planet types. There's sets of, you know, landing sites and stuff basically, and decorative stuff. Call them sets. I don't know. So bar patrons, yeah, you can talk to those guys. If you're looking for directions for something, a bar is usually the best place. Instead of just one guy, it might be up to 4 guys there. See, for example, here you have the proprietor and you have 2 customers you can talk to. Then you can click on those like normal, and they have directions and other topics maybe. Right, so yeah, that's just that. Game cycle and explain game cycle and dying, I'm telling myself here. Okay. Well, I won't explain dying in general, but in the context of TAXINAUT. What can we say about that? What did I want to say about that? Yeah, obviously when you crash into something a lot, or you get hurt or whatever, you what they call cycle. So, which means you teleport basically back to your home, and all your damages and injuries are removed, and your voodoo is set to 1, and you lose all the material things you've had on you, like weapons, warp jumps, warp beacons. That's a new thing. You know, anti-graviton charges. You lose all that, but you don't lose all your knowledge about the galaxy. You don't lose permits. You know, you don't lose things like that. I don't know what else there is to explain about that. One thing that's nice in the new one now, it's kind of annoying when you cycle, that you have to contact the cab company again and ask to borrow a cab and join them again. If you're sick of that, in settings there's now where is it? No, game, action delay. Oh, I'm in UI. I'm an idiot. Skip contacting taxi company after cycling. You can turn that on if you want, and you will just, when you cycle, you will just be back at your home immediately with a cab already, unless you have ships in your hangar. Then you can pick one of those, and you can still choose to contact taxi company if you want. So that's that. I changed how cycling looks a little bit as well. Used to be a bit dramatic, like a black screen and it says game over, and you hear this kind of sad guitar wang. I took that out to make it more, you know, it's just like, I'll show you actually. Let's do a game over. Gives me a chance to drink as well. And this is all it is now. I think it's nicer, not so heavy-handed. You cycled? Oh yeah, I have that thing on though. Idiot. Right, I have to do it now. Thank you. You can watch me suffer through this. Can I help you? Yeah. I think she's perfect for this thing. I don't know exactly why. Here we are. Oh yeah, my name is test script. Ah, that's stupid. I should have changed myself to Moskrom. A nice portrait. I forgot. Your cab will be with you. And then get that clown instructor. Fine. Yes. Oh, no. Go away. Right. Already take off again. What's next? I was thinking of something. Now I forgot it. Well, I won't sit here quiet for 5 minutes until I think of it. The next thing on the list is explain differences between knowing directions to something and knowing about something. Yeah, like there seems to be a bit of confusion about that. Just because you know the directions to a place doesn't mean you know about that place. Those are two different things. When you know about the place, like for example, that garage we were at, we know about that because we landed there. That's been what I call discovered. It's not just known, it's discovered. Those are two different things. It's in the manual, there's a section now as well about it. About exploration, it's called. So let's find that. What was there? It's still marked. Info. Wasn't Bax though. Wait. No. Maybe it was this one. No. Well, maybe I should show this first. You also have, if you're looking for something actually, or okay, let me say this right. Once you've discovered the site and you know everything about it, you can look it up also in the galaxy map through the filter. You're collecting discoveries. Oh, here goes my voice. These are sites or types of sites you've actually landed at. There's some other ways in which you can get sites discovered. When you fly over them and you get that little green tick, that also means it's been fully discovered. You don't actually have to land at it. So this is that bar we've been at. What else? Where's that? Here, there's that garage. If I click on it, it will mark all the systems. See this flashing here? And we know 2 of these. See where the other one is? Here? Not on Yamo. Oh, here and here. The warp route is a bit over it, or whatever. So for example, on Nile there is one. If I click on the info, I can check that. Yeah, this is something I still need to sort out because it doesn't show now which planet. That's a bit stupid. But whatever, you'll see. See, that planet has a garage like this. This means that type of site is on this planet. When it's dull like this, it means you haven't visited any of those sites on this planet yet, but you know they're there. Once you discover a type of site, you'll see on other planets, once you discover them, whether they have them or not, even if you haven't visited them yet. But you don't know where they exactly are yet. You just know you can find a travel agent there, you can find a room for rent there, right? So, but you do know where this garage is. You can click on it. If there's multiple, because there can be like 100 of these Oakley ship wrap air garages, you just know one. But if there's more, this will pick the nearest one. And then you can just like normal set destination or order it though, like we showed. You can also use this list, of course, to pick something. But this is handy. Also sometimes, see, some sites show a little bit of what you can expect there. They only show it if it's sure to be there. Because a lot of goods are, you know, randomish. They'll stay sort of the same. But when you buy them, they might be replaced by something else. Or So it only shows things that are that you're guaranteed to get there. So here you can get warp core realignment and, excuse me, gearbox damage repair. So that's when you've discovered something. When you only know the directions to it, that only means that, you know, when you pick it as a direction, that you'll get the green arrow pointing to it, and you'll get the little depart flashing here when you're in the wrong planet and all that. That's all that means. So again, I'm not explaining that super well. So how does that impact things? Well, when you go to a pickup, like, oh, this one, you know everything. Sometimes you don't. Let's pass on this one. Find another one. I've improved. I've changed the default YAML, by the way, to now. Maybe not in this game that I'm showing here, but when you start a new game now, by default, unless you turned it off, it will be on laid back YAML, which means it's a lot easier, and to be now also a lot more pickups. So people can turtle a little bit on YAML to get their bearings in the game, I guess. Yeah, it was kind of... People kept asking about it, so I thought, that's a coincidence. It's Mr. Space Game Junkie. Hello, Brian. Take me to Filth and Scum along the armor system. You'd think that's where he goes, alright. Oh, he's armed to a gun carrier. Grumpy. He's fun. He's a big spender. I don't know. Donated. That's just a little thing. But people give me... He didn't really give me this, but I made this from his... Space Game Junkie, if you don't know. He has a podcast and a Discord and a YouTube channel where he, for years, I don't know, 10 years, has been discussing space games. Nice community. My friend Luke, who reports all the bugs, is from there as well. Or I know him from there. Anyway, yeah, I created a little character for him, but I put it in the donated. Donated NPCs and stuff are things that maybe other people don't like it in the game and they can take it out. You can turn it off in settings. Game, no, tools. Donated content on. You can turn that off if you don't like that. There's like portraits that people have drawn. I've created NPCs for them and you can encounter those, but they might not be completely in line with the oh so consistent feel of TAXINAUT. I don't know. So you can turn that off. It's like third-party content. You can also turn off mods here. So there is no mods at the moment. Nobody's making them. Yeah, I won't go into this. Actually, let's get back what we were doing. But he knows everything as well. So, sorry, Space Game Junkie. I have to find some other TAXINAUT to fly. Let's hope this one is a bit more. The nearest Dynacorp, yeah. So here, for example, nothing is known. And you don't know about Dynacorps either. Like, you go into your galaxy map. Filter. Yeah, you don't have any Dynacorp. It's alphabetic. So, you don't know anything about it. What am I doing though? I meant to explain the difference between... I think it's just kind of clear. Like the directions do something, knowing where it is and knowing what it is are just two different things in TAXINAUT. So, what does it affect though? Oh yeah, well, when you buy... Get off here. Teleport off planet. And let's get some scans. Give scanners. So when you scan a planet with a discovery scan, you will not just know where it is. Well, that kind of won't be hard because you'll have to pick it here, so you'll know where it is anyway. but you'll also know more information about it. So it's been properly discovered, not just the location. But let me do one here. For example, this one is, oh, that's a station, Samek station, obviously, because it's close to the star. I'll discuss that in a minute. Let's pick another one. See, now I know. Oh, that's a Opa BBU. So if I go in the galaxy map now, info BBU, see, I know a bit about it. See, I know there's sites like this on there. There's this type of garage that can repair your warp core and your gearbox. I don't know where they are, but see, I have more information about it because it's been properly discovered. If I only knew the location, this wouldn't be available to me. Right. So that's also important when you buy information. If you buy a planet location from an information site, let's just go to one. There should be one in Samek station. Look at, oh, it's that way. See, it was going the wrong way. If you buy from information the location of a planet, it will become fully discovered as well. Well, it will be discovered so you can look at the information that you know about that type of planet. But if you buy it off of NPCs, sometimes it's only where it is. And that's kind of random. Well, there's a chance there for one or the other to occur, or it depends on storyline or other things. But it's not always that you then know what's on that planet. That can be important because you might want to check whether there is a spaceport on the planet, for example, or a travel agent, or I don't know, whether there's any dangerous things there. So let's just information. I go here. See, and I go to planets. Here, well, that's a bit of an unfortunate name, but Exopenis. Oh, I don't have the money or the voodoo. Right, but now I fully know that one. Well, fully. I can check it here. See, I know of those type of sites. Sorry, here goes my voice again. Oh, I drank all my water. Might have to quickly run down. Right. So of those type of sites that you discovered, you can see now that whether they are on the planet or not. See, these are all other types of sites you haven't discovered yet, and you don't know so whether they are there. You can also see a bit about how difficult it is, and if there's any extra reasons, it will list it there. Any mobs you know of will show as well. You can already see there's like ones that have a difficulty rating. That's probably thugs or, you know, pirates or something that are there. But that's all you know about it. Mobs at the moment are discovered when you fly into them, just like sites. So basically you kind of have to crash into them. But usually when they're still and you're flying at speed 1, it shouldn't really give you any damage. And once you do that, they'll show up here. I'm going to add something pretty soon. It'll be the next thing, where you can also fly other cabs, and that will include like a scanner. You scan other vehicles, which will then show where you can, well, in some cases where you can buy that vehicle. But it will also show up here then, so you won't have to fly into them to discover mobs. Anyway, I think that's about all I can say. There's a section on it in the manual as well. I know I'm not being very clear and succinct here, and rambly. Yeah, it's kind of a celebratory video for me a bit. So didn't feel like I put a lot of effort in this one. What else? Oh, the tick mark and the sound when you fly over a site. I think I discussed that already. It just means that now you know that type of site is discovered, and that particular one you also know exactly where it is. Obviously, That's what that little green, you know, where is it? Can we do it here somewhere? Yeah, this one. It's an inn, I think. Once I fly over it, do that thing. That means I know now about that type. So if I go in here, let's just pick Cemex Station. You see it shows here. And it's also bright, because I know where it is as well. I don't just know that there's that type of inn in Cemex Station. I know one exactly where it is. Right. Planet Discovery scan and Astro scan. We kind of did the Planet Discovery scan, so those are important to know what's on planets. The Astro scan is for. Hey, we'll just get out of here. So when you want to warp somewhere, do I have a warp jump? Oh no, I lost that when I did the game over. Let me just do a little Christmas. So, now I have a warp, a cat tree. Anyway, when I select a star, like these ones here with the BL547, those are all unknown. I don't know their name. I don't know anything about them except sort of roughly where they are. I don't know what's there, nothing. And when I click on them to pick them as a warp route, I can't warp there because it has to be become known first before you can warp there. And one way to do that obviously is to buy directions to systems from information or people that you meet. But another way is to use Astro Scan. Where are my Astro Scans? So there's different ones. There's this one, the basic one. How much is that? Well, they have different ranges anyway. I think this one is 100 light years. This one, advanced, is 1,000. Here I will zoom out a little bit. You probably see it. That's 1,000 light years. And the Supreme Astro Scan is, I think, 10,000 or just the whole galaxy. Actually, is it? I forget now. Pick an unknown star. Yeah, it doesn't say cause. It's just everywhere. Yeah, you can pick any star with the advanced one. So, where was I going? This one. I can't go there right now because I don't know it. So you can use an Astro Scan. I only need the regular one because that's within range. And similar to the Planet Discovery, once you hover over something that can be, then you get this little. You can click to scan it. So let's scan this one. See, now it's known. Now we can go there if we want. What is it? That's gonna go fast because this is a Cat 3 warp jump. Right. Let me just click away. Traffic control. Oh, and that's a Metroid cab system as well. See, welcome to Metroid cab. So if we fly around here for a minute, skip a minute, see, I get a call out and I can't take it, blah blah blah. But we've seen that. What was I doing? Explain discovery scans and Astro scans. Yeah, so that's Astro scans. Galaxy map filter. Well, I just done that. That's just this thing, right? Oh, we have one on even. You can just click discovered site types. You can click multiple as well if you want. Like if you want all kinds of bar ins. I should probably make something where you can do a broader search, like all bars, because you now have to click every bar separately or every inn separately to make it part of the search, which I suppose isn't always that handy. This is a very small list, but there's way more, you know, sites than this. There's probably like 80 different inns or something. So yeah, if you want to see any inn, then you'd have to click them all. That's a bit of a thing still. I don't know. That's on kind of low on the priority list, but you can use it. Explain how tickets, fines, and judgments work. Oh, well, like for low-level stuff, like illegal landing, flying drunk, you get a ticket. A ticket now, the prices have been very much reduced. That means that within 2 days, you have to go to the traffic authority for that particular faction you got the ticket from, usually Federation, and pay it off. If you don't, it will become a fine. I think I'm going to rename that to warrant or something like that. The actual technical object in my code, it's actually called warrant. I don't know why I call it a fine. It's been like that for years. So when you don't pay within 2 days, it turns into a fine. That costs a lot more. Also, when you're caught with an open fine, you have to pay it on the spot, and it costs a lot more too. Am I saying that right? I think I am. They won't kill you for it though, and they won't normally go after you if you have a fine. But the next one is a judgment. If you have a judgment, as soon as you enter somewhere and they notice you, they'll come for you if you have one. And you'll have to pay it on the spot or die. They'll kill you if you don't pay it. That's not the case with the fine. Yeah, that's really tickets, fines, and judgments. Judgments cannot be paid off either. And fines, well, you can't pay off a fine. You have to actually fly into a security mob and pay it to them. You can't go to a traffic authority and pay a fine off. You can only do that with tickets. Yeah, and judgments, you can't pay them off at traffic authorities either. And the only way to get out of them is, yeah, fly into a security mob and either be killed by them or pay it there and then. Okay, next, explain storylines, home and unlocking a bit, right? Storylines, that's kind of a nice thing. Here you have your filters anyway. You can filter all your items by particular type of items. The attention will only show like things like that need your immediate attention, like injuries and damage to your cap and stuff like that. This will only show things that you would normally, that are on your person, like weapons and body armor, stuff like that. This same, but things that are on your cap, like warp jumps, scanners, all that stuff, armor plating. And this one is all kind of informational things. So with regard to storylines, if you go in there, facts, relations, and you go to storylines, you can see all the storylines that are, oh, it actually marks, this is a storyline. No, the call out. Don't know why that is. I think I won't consider that a storyline. Maybe I at some point decided it's sort of a little storyline. Anyway, forget about that. But you see all the storylines that you have open. So among the stars here, we have running birdie and being a TAXINAUT I have. And you can click on those. You can click on them in here as well. It'll just show them among all the other items. Might be a bit harder to find them. Like you see, here's birdie, being a TAXINAUT. Where's the other one? Oh, there it is. This one is blinking because you haven't looked at it yet, or I haven't. So anyway, go back through here. Doesn't matter, but if you click on it in the context panel, see, it opens up more information about this ongoing storyline. There are rumors of a place where they are able to identify stars. Find out about astro scans. Often storylines will give you rewards, and often in terms of unlocking items for purchase at your home, and then often against very cheap prices. Like you can unlock items for purchase at your home sometimes at normal traders as well, just regular ones that you find on any planet. They'll sell what's called source items. If you buy them, you'll be able to buy that type of item at your home from then on, but they will be just as expensive as they are at the trader. Through storylines, you can find places where you can unlock them for cheaper. So in this case, it's probably Planet Discovery Scan and Basic Astro Scan that you'll unlock for very cheap if you go through this storyline. There's a 20% progress on it. Now this thing here is the next objective. And you can see your old, the ones you've already done with the mouse wheel here. They're green. Find a way to identify star systems. Find out about astro scans. So you already know, because you use one, that astro scans identify stars. But now, where do you get astro scans? So you can ask around about astro scans. This one doesn't, will show a suggestion when you hover over it. So maybe birdie. Yeah, here. Find out what happened to birdies when you hover over it. Suggestion, go to high on to birdie's family home and see if birdie is there. Click to set destination to birdie family home. Yeah, they often have that as well. But when you click the objective, it will set your destination to, you know, whatever that objective, where that takes place or where you have to go. God, I can't really phrase that in a normal way, I'm afraid. So in this case, it will set it to birdie's family home if you click here. The destination, birdie's family home. So this way you can easily see all your running storylines. With these two further filters, you can see the ones in progress or just the ones you've completed. Well, I haven't completed any in this game. So, right. So that's storylines. So the main thing is they often give you handy rewards or unlock things for cheap purchase at your home. Birdie is a exception because that's the main storyline. Yeah, that doesn't. You'll get things there, but it's not mentioned here, or it's all secret. Do we have any other one? See what this one does. Being a TAXINAUT. Oh yeah, see, if you go to the moon, man, I don't know if you've been through that thing. I highly recommend you do if you haven't. There's been people that have played this for a long time, flown all around the galaxy without ever unlocking warp jumps for purchase at home. Okay, that's not quite how I envisioned it, but if you want to do it that way, sure, it's possible, you know, by using travel agents, transporters and stuff. But normally I would go to the Moonman and go through this. Also now at some traders you'll find source items for warp jumps, but it won't be as cheap. If you go through this, you get warp jump cat 1 unlocked, and I think you get a bit more, but it doesn't fit here, so I do it like this. Anti-graviton charge is unlocked. So that's storylines. Explain scans. Oh, well, we did that, but I didn't explain the different ways a system can show up on the galaxy map. And similar for don't I have any? Oh, I'm in the filter. Similar for, let's do it with planet discovery scans first. Here, I'll try a few. Of course, they're all going to be the same type. Just a little bit back to this. As you can see here, this one, I wish it wouldn't set. This one is orange, this one is yellow, and this is like a striped, is it purple? These ones are just habitable planets, planets you can, you know, descend to and fly over the surface. The more redder the color, the more civilized they are, or the more populated they are, really. That doesn't necessarily mean civilized. So you have like yellow, orange, and red, I think. These ones are just gas giants, so there's nothing there for you to do, really. There's also, this one. See, that's like a purple thing. Stop putting the destination over it. A purple thing with like a triangle in it. Like a, what's it called? A pentagon with a triangle in it. Those are stations. So, yeah, that's the difference. What you can see on the star map. On the galaxy map, there's a similar thing with star systems. Let me just unlock one. So this is orange. That means it has habitable planets. That system. So planets you can descend to. This one here, for example, AGX4, is purple. It does have a name, not just a designation, and it isn't like dim like this one is, right? But there's no habitable planets there. And this one with like the pentagon means there's a starport there. This one too. So that this one is like this white, I think means that we've been there. We haven't actually been on one day. Can we? Yeah, here. Actually, you know, I was talking about the difference between discovered. This hasn't been discovered. See, I click it, I can't do info. Yamo, we've been there. It's been discovered. I can click info and see more about it. You can't do that with this one. It's just known. That's all it is. You can warp to it, but that's it. So, yeah, jumping back forward a bit between topics, but okay. Tell people to go to the moon, man, for God's sakes. Go to the moon, man, for God's sakes. Explain likelihood of pickups on water, land, and yeah. Okay. That. Teleport to set 1 again. Oh. Well, that's another thing. I forgot, when fines and tickets, you don't get a ticket anymore when you have illegal items like weapons. They just take them off you. Yeah. I mean, possession. So, I think that's already punishment enough. It used to be you got a ticket, and the ticket used to be very high. It's only 500 now, ticket. I think, is it? It's way less. It's 10 times less than it was. Right. Anyway, pickups or frequency. You're flying over water, you're obviously not going to encounter pickups there. But over land, there's also differences. Like if you're flying out here, where it's mainly trees and stuff, there's less chance of pickups than... Now this set is a very old one. No, than here, for example. See where there's loads of little sites in the cluster? It's sort of like a city center, maybe. There's more likely for pickups to appear here than they are out here. And on water, there's none. So that's the thing. I don't know. My list told me to explain this. Explain storylines. We did that. Show the part thing blinking and explain it. The part thing blinking? Well, this now. It's just that if you select somewhere else that's not on this planet, or in this zone, if you want to be technically specific, like if you're in a cave, or maybe a cave underneath a cave, like a sub cave, and your destination is in the cave above it, or somewhere else, not in the same cave you're in, then it will say depart, it will flash here. Or so if it's on another planet. Yeah, basically whenever it's in another zone than the one you're currently in. I know I keep saying zone, like you know what I mean by zone. Just the current map you're flying on. If it's on another map, it will say depart here. It won't say it actually. I think, like if it's in a dungeon on this planet, which is also then another map, I suppose, it won't say depart then. So it says depart when it's like up, when you're, you know, when you're moving to a greater scale, you have to move to a greater scale thing. So if you have to move into space or out of a dungeon, that's when it says depart. Right. Show HUD. Oh, this. Yeah, I haven't seen many people use this. I have it off always, but see here now, not when it's paused, but at the bottom it says my speed, how much voodoo, and something about the selected destination, in this case depart. See, as you can see your speed change, and can be handy. The thing can be a bit in the way, like to see, it can already be unclear sometimes to see traffic, like this is quite right, but you can turn that on or off the HUD. I might add actually some other things to it, make it more configurable. I'm thinking of where you can set it so that if you increase speed, that it for a moment flashes the speed you set it to here, because it can be a bit like, you know, when your mouse wheel, especially when it's not has those ticks that mine does, but it's very smooth. It might be hard to figure out what speed you're actually flying at, and your eyes have to move over all the way here to that little number. So then they're off here and you crash into something. I mean, it's happened to me. So yeah, that's the HUD. Turning that off. I personally don't like it. Tell people to hover over items and other things. Oh yeah, well, I don't know, maybe I won't have to say this, but the item descriptions are quite complete, really. Like what? Well, for example, look at the scanner. Nearly all the explanation you need to use it should be there. If it isn't, just tell me and I can add to it if you think something is unclear. But this is really the main. There's a manual, but for items, this is the main documentation of what they do. And it should be enough. I mean, I don't mean that it's your response. I don't want to lay that at the player's feet. No, but I mean, if there isn't enough information there, tell me and I'll add to it. Yeah, that's all. Here, click to toggle Galaxy Map. Click to open and click again to close. What's this one? Planet Discovery Stand. Click to switch minimap to the star system map and pick an unknown object on it to scan it and make it known. Once known, habitable planets will show as yellow. Oh, there the whole thing is explained. Orange or red this disk depending on how populated they are. Stations will show as purple hexagons. No, not hexagons, pentagons. And gas giants are gray striped disks. To cancel scanning before picking object, click the item again. Can only be used while in system space. You have 14 and 0 stored. You cannot buy this at home. Oh, I didn't do the whole thing about home and unlocking things, did I? That was part of the. I had a line about explain cycling and. But I just kind of moved on. Let's quickly do that actually. Teleport to destination. So, the main way you progress in this game is by unlocking things for purchase at your home store. The home store is there. Now with the new version here, I won't show this, there's a little army food locker. You'll just have to find out what that is about yourself. But here you can store items. For example, items you have, you can store here. So like, if I don't want to lose all these, let's see, I have 14 Planet Discovery scans on me. But when I cycle, I would lose them. So maybe I want to store some here so that when I cycle back at my home, I can just take them from here and use them and not just, you know, carry everything on me. You can just click them, see, and I can store them there. Why is there no sound? A little bug. Anyway, you can see there's 8 stored now. When you hover over item, it also tells you at the bottom there, you have 6 and 8 stored. So you have 6 on your item strip here, 6, and you have 8 stored at home, and you cannot buy this at home. So once you unlock this, it will say you can buy this at home for, it will tell the price as well. That's the next thing. So if you, let me see if I can find anywhere. That could take a while. This is a Nexus, I think. Oh, go away. I tend to leave my test. Oh, this is kind of interesting while I'm here. A little bit. Yeah, this says origin. That means that if you don't have a home for some reason and you cycle, this is the Nexus you'll cycle to. You can change that as well. You can go here and origin Nexus. Yes, transfer my origin to this Nexus. Well, you can't obviously if you're already at this one. You can also always from any Nexus cycle to your Nexus if you want here. It's like basically killing yourself. I don't know why you would do that, but you can. And you can tell them you made a mistake. You have nothing to say to them. But yeah, so you can change where your origin Nexus is. So if you change houses, say you know, you sell your or you cancel your rent on Yamo and you go somewhere else, you might also want to change where your origin nexus is, but it really comes only into play when you don't have a home. That's where you will end up when you cycle. Right. That was interesting. So unlocking things for purchase. That's the main thing in TAXINAUT. This is a bar, I guess. It's a nexus. That's a bar. Is this a trader? No, it's a bar. It's all these emu things here. Let me just discover, or I've done everything with discovery really, so it doesn't matter. Discover all sites in current zone. Big list. Let's see. Garage. In. Well, we can do it actually here. It's a bit handier. Yamo. Let's see. This is a trader and they always sell zapnats. These always sell body armor. We'll go to the emu. I think that's a nice thing. Look, you can just, you're in all kinds of panels here. Like, you don't have to close here. You can just close your galaxy map. It's fine. Yeah, I know. You would expect that, but I'm so proud of it. Oh shit. What were we doing? Oh yeah, wandering emu traders. Because I'm only now starting to have a bit of fun with this video. I got a bit of a sore throat or something, so moan. Here we are. You see how it said that it always sells it there, but not only that, it sells a source for it. You know how this is like blinking with gold and has this little sort of storage icon on it? So if you buy this one, then from then on you will be able to buy pink night vision at your home. So we'll do this one for 60. Right, and we'll do a little thing here. Home item unlocked, pink night vision. And now, whenever you're at your home, I'll just teleport to my home. Where is it? Oh yeah, that list is huge, so we won't do that. Nope, I already had it open. There. Why isn't that the edge? Oh yeah, because it picks the cheapest one. That's a thing as well with houses. Like rented and bought places, the further they are from the center of the planet, the more expensive they are. Just maybe interesting little tidbit. So when you start, the game gives you the cheapest fucking rented place it can find. So that's usually on the edge of the map. That's why it's on the edge of the map. Anyway, so in your store now, you see I have pink night vision and it is white with 60. That means I have none stored. And I can buy it here for 60. I can store them still as well. Like I have some here. I have 11. So if I like click 3, 4. Now I have 4 stored, so I don't have to buy it. Right? But if I take those and I want more, I can just simply buy them now at home. I don't have to go to the trader or where was that again. And when you cycle, it's very handy. Especially if you have voodoo stored in the Nexus. Right? Because you'll keep that. So you can set yourself all up again and gear yourself out when you cycle from your home. And of course here it's 60 is the same as traders, but when you unlock these things through certain other places or storylines, it might only cost 40 or 30 or 15 even. Right. So that's about that. But where was I before that? To hover over items, show sightseeing. Oh yeah, that's just the thing that I've seen nobody use or talk about. I mentioned it once and people just were like, didn't respond to it. I think it's nice. I don't know how this is going to hold up under recording, but there's a thing in here. Game? No? Tools? No? UI? Yes, UI. Under UI, sightseeing mode unsupported. I'll turn it off for a sec. Oh, you hear that? That's because the item was removed. It is unsupported because it will always be there. fully functional. You can use it. So it is supported in a way, but I can't guarantee FPS and non-stutteriness on this one. For me, I use it all the time. It's fine, but maybe for other people it isn't. You can do things as well, like turn down the number of decorative sites and stuff in display to help with frame rate, like this here. You can't do that now because the game is running. See, it's at 100%. You can limit the number of decorative sites. That will greatly increase performance, rendering quality as well, stuff like that. Anyway, back to this. So sightseeing mode, what does that do? So I've turned it on, and I have a little item, this thing, sightseeing. When you click it, the screen becomes widescreen. And I think personally, well, I don't know how this will look on the recording, but it looks fine to me now here. This is much nicer. And you get much more sense of the sort of a little bit of perspective that's on the, see, it's not isometric or what is it? Just, yeah, just the same. Things actually get smaller as they towards this end as here. Here, like this building, this, see how that's the same type as this, but here it's way smaller and dimmer. So there's a whole perspective thing, but you don't notice it on the small map. Only thing is, on some planets it can get a little bit janky. But I'm trying, that's more on all planets. I'm trying to make all planets now so that it works smoothly. It's just that, yeah, I can't guarantee it. But that's why it's so warning-y, orange. But I really recommend you try it, because it looks a lot better, I think. Also, how does it further work? Well, you can now just hover over here. See, and just opens that panel. And you can do the same thing. So, and you can have your little mini map over here for directions. Yeah, I like that. And let's teleport to another one. Let's see, let's make a day as well. I'm just going to skip time a bit. Oh, why is that? Oh, I didn't here, clear that. I didn't respond to traffic control. They get upset. Where are we? Right, day. Good. Looks a bit better during the day. Maybe. This is a randomly colored planet, so if we can find some. Do this off a bit. The colors on this one aren't great. But, you know, I think you get what I'm saying. Where you can see much more a sense of depth or something. It doesn't actually, somebody asked that. I finally got somebody to try it. Oops. It doesn't change the distance at which you first start noticing mobs. That's exactly the same as in the little screen. And as you can see, you watch this one here, you see that's fading out. See how it moved away and now it's gone, but it sort of fades in. Similar when they come into the screen. So the rules of the game sort of are exactly the same. You get a small, I guess, benefit because you can see these kind of sites earlier. Yeah, so that's a benefit, I suppose. But you don't see mobs earlier. Oh, I can't teleport through that. Yeah, let's see another place here. So yeah, try this out. It's pretty nice. This set isn't that great, but on other ones it looks really good, I think. That's sightseeing. Show dungeons and using subterranean scans. Oh yeah, we'll do that right now. And this one has dungeons, I think. So at some place you can find subterranean scans. We'll do a full one. There's different ones, you know, with different ranges. This, the full one, will do the whole planet. They will mark, or they will scan and attempt to discover entrances to caves or underground dungeons in the zone you're in. So we'll do this one, the full one. These are all entrances, so I'm just going to teleport to one of these. Right, there is one. Now, in a lot of places, dungeons like this are very busy, but they can help bypass heavy traffic on the planet surface. On some, the dungeons are actually smaller and you'll be able to navigate or traverse the same distance quicker. Because if you have the planet surface, the dungeon is like a quarter of that, the size. But the entrances that you saw on the, and let me just go back to the, this spec will allow me. And these entrances, they all match up to some place in that dungeon we were just in. But the distance from, for example, this entrance to this one in that dungeon is shorter. So if you're in a dungeon where it's not so busy, and on the planet surface it's very busy, then it might be actually a good idea to travel through the dungeon if you want to be fast or are sick of the traffic. In this one, and often, it's very busy in the dungeon. There's different types. There's also some that have multiple layers. Like there might be entrances again to a deeper dungeon. That's kind of rare, but it does exist. Well, this is a place where you can use that hold right mouse button and that I was talking about quite clearly, like here. Yeah, I can kind of nudge. Let me show this as well. Sometimes traffic does stop, but you see they're not stopping. Here, let me try it here. You want to get a line. Okay. Like if I wanted like get in here in this line, yeah, they just keep going. You have to kind of like force it a little bit. See, now he stops. Now you can get in here. See? That's how you do it. Just being pushy. You have to be pushy in TAXINAUT. Not everybody is. I'm using that nudging thing now that you can do with the controller trigger as well. It's real handy in places like this. As you can tell, I'm kind of happy with it. Okay, I'll stop playing. I'm nearly playing it myself now. Right. Show new travel agent. Oh yeah, that's nice. So we'll get out of here. But there's another thing. When you scroll the mouse wheel, you can scroll the zoom the map. Kind of handy. I just teleported there because I want to go to there. Space station here. Yeah, there is. Probably not with a trying to figure out where I can show starports, or I can show the travel agent anyway first. Actually, we'll do that. There's a travel agent here somewhere. We'll discover everything again. Roll sites. Right. No? Oh, we're in the wrong map. Travel agent. I will do it through this. It's just easier. There we are. Yeah. Travel agent. There it is. This is the closest one. Destination. If you're having trouble seeing stuff, by the way, what are they? These things, the night vision are really the way to go. See, it makes all the background pink or green, depending on which one you buy. But all the mobs and moving stuff will stay their normal color, and they'll be a lot easier to spot. The traffic also differs, whether it's over the center or over water normally, but sometimes it can be a bit iffy. As you fly, so if you're flying to somewhere in a busy place and you see a route over water, that's definitely preferable. Turn that off. I like it better this way. Oops. Oh no. Luckily, did I do Christmas? Oh no. But I will just do it again. Get rid of this back. Where's Christmas? Oh, that's just my own thing. If I use that, it can sometimes fuck some things up. Here, but now I have this. No, I have body armor. He's trying again. He's trying to hatchet hit, but I blocked it with body armor. And my pick will be a laser. Goodbye. The robots don't give up that easily. Other ones would probably say they stop fighting, but the robots don't generally. They're not called robots in TAXINAUT, they're called drown. I should be a bit more consistent with my own world, what is it, lore? World building? Using the terms as they are in the game anyway. I'm referring to voodoo as money all the time as well, like everybody else. I'm not helping matters. Travel agent, yeah. Sorry, I need to collect my mind occasionally. So how does that now work? It's a little bit better now. So at first you get this list of systems sorted alphabetically. Is that useful? No, not really, but whatever. You just pick one and you go to the galaxy map. But now, unlike before, you see all the possible destinations from that transporters go to from this system. You don't just have to here pick one and then see which one it is. Like that was a real pain in the ass. Now you can just here click one like this, and it's very handy because if you have like a destination set already, like say, can't do this in here right now. Like what? Like what, Moskrom? Stupid idiot. See, stay here. Let's say I want to go there, right? And I'm here for some reason. And I want to do that with all, with jumps through through transporters. So I want to kind of be able to pick my route. Now it still shows. It didn't do that before either. I know I was stupid. It still shows your destination, so it's very easy now to pick one that's sort of in that direction. Like this one be the best bet, maybe. It will travel to that one. Yeah, let's just do it. Confirm booking. Yes. We have the ticket. You click the ticket to set the destination to the transporter. And we'll get off the planet. Where's my... Oh yeah, that's another thing that's new. If you now... see, I was... don't know whether you know, but it was smoother than before. Well, it was on my end here anyway. You can now set a setting that the rivers and all that's more detailed are immediately rendered, even when you're out in space. Before you would descend to the planet, and then halfway it would generate the rivers and would sort of pop in. You can set that now in settings. Here in display, detailed planet image. It will have a smoother descent and a smoother ascent. Look a bit better, but it'll cost more time when you're entering a system to generate the system, because it has to generate those planet images detailed with rivers and stuff. Anyway, let's go to our transport. God, I think I have to run down and get a drink, because oh yeah, that's a long way off. Which gives me a chance to maybe show off something else. See how we're over here and the transport is here. So if we could skip this whole thing to the star, that'd be nice. And you can now, if you don't select a destination outside like another star, just keep it on the same star, and you use a warp jump. Now normally, see, it'll still jump, but it will just jump you to that star. See, now we've skipped all this in yeah, we don't have to travel all that. We're immediately here at the star now. I have to pick the transporter again. That's the only thing. Transporter. Where's that thing? Oh, here. That's my transport ticket. There's also a thing now called star bursts. They're a lot cheaper and they do the same thing. They're basically like, oops, they're basically faulty warp jumps that are sold at throwaway prices at all kinds of traders. So that's one thing you can do now to skip that travel time a bit. You can also, of course, buy drinks at bars and it'll speed up time if there's not anything else flying around you to distract you. And there's drugs and stuff that do that too. And the fine for that, if you get caught flying drunk, is now a lot less. So there's also a little bit of a benefit to having a fine. No, wait, scrap that because I might change that. I'm not going into that. Right. So we're at the transporter because that's what we were doing. I'm bored. Right. A nice thing now is as well, we'll do this away. No traffic control. You get a bookmark to the nearest travel agent now as well. That's kind of handy because if you want, see, we were going to, where were we going? Let's say this, yeah, this is where we were going. You still have a lot to do. So we might want to, you might want to book your next hop, so to speak. So you can use this to get to the nearest travel agent. In this case, it's in the checkpoint station. We just go there. Can I just teleport there? No. Do this again. Now, let's see. So we just pick anyone for now. Oh, well, sorry. The destination was on set because I set my destination to the checkpoint. Set that again. Yeah, that's a bit stupid. It is Mosgrom, it is. That's still a bit stupid. It's kind of complicated. If you start setting multiple destinations, where do you warp to then? And I have to, so that probably won't be improved very soon, but it's gone. Right, so now I can see where that is. One thing that's interesting, or not interesting, but that I advise is if you look, see how these are round and more blue or turquoise, and this is more lighter and is a pentagon. That means this one has a starport. A starport have galactic liners that can travel further than transporters. So if you want to do multiple hops or it's a long distance, it's better to take galactic liners. I think they're cheaper as well, or maybe not. No, they're not cheaper anymore, I think, because I changed that. So you might be better off going to this one instead of all the way out here, because then you'll get a probably be able to go on a galactic liner. No, not probably, you will be. So we'll pick that one, right? Confirm the booking, yes. Fly out here again. Click the ticket to know where the transporter is. Okay, I'll skip that for now. Still thinking about, see, space is obviously under developed at the moment. But on one hand, I don't want to make it a big problem area for players, because it's like a time to relax. It's already crazy on planet sometimes. So I still haven't quite figure out what exactly I want to do there. So yeah, board. So since this one has a starport, starports are always in stations. So luckily the nearest travel agent was as well, so we already got a bookmark and it was immediately known. That's the thing, if you look here on the map, you see this unknown thing that's closest, that's always a station, if it's that close to the star. So that's a good thing to know. And all travel agent destinations, so all transport destinations also have always have travel agents. And if there's a station, but sometimes there isn't, but if there is, then that station always has a travel agent as well. You'll get a bookmark to the nearest one anyway, but it could be on a planet if there's no station. Just going through my list here. Right, so this one has a starport. Well, the starport UI of course is nearly the same. You get a list, but these are ordered by distance. Why, Mosgrom? Why are these different? I don't know. There was a rationale for it, but I forgot. So we'll just click one anyway. And again, we can see now all the possible other starports that this one goes to. So if we had our route selected, that is kind of annoying, I must admit. You can't do it from there, really. Where is it? No. If we had our route selected. And fly in here. Oh, I bumped into somebody. I didn't even see that was a little guy. Hey, come on. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm bleeding voodoo, am I? Yeah. Right. I've won this. But do I have anything? Don't think that's part of Christmas. Still have to add that. I have one. Will that work? Land there for a sec. Crack it. Something is being repaired. Yeah, we're not bleeding voodoo anymore. Good. No, not doing anything with customs. So, at the starport anyway, like, and you have your route selected, you can see it, and it'll be easier now. See, and these are longer distances. This is, well, not that much longer in this case, but 400. Make it a big maybe a bit bigger. But anyway, you can go to another starport. They're handier as well, because you'll immediately arrive at the other starport and book a jump again. So here is just you select it, one you want to go to, and then just board. If you have the money, of course, the voodoo. These I really need water. Okay, I'll just quickly run down. I'll be right back. Right. Sorry about that. Let me just adjust my chair. Yeah, so we arrived at the other starport, and you can immediately book your next hop. Sorry. So this is a lot easier going by starports than by transporters. But many systems aren't serviced or don't have a starport, so that's why you need transporters. You only need it for, in a way, for one hop to the nearest starport. You use a transporter, and then with the starport you fly with liners to as close to your destination as you can get, and then from there probably you need one transport trip as well. That's kind of how it works. So yeah, we'll import this one. And what was the next thing? Sightseeing, dungeons, right mouse button hold speed. We've done that. Show new travel agent, yeah. Explain some rules about travel agent, galactic liner, spaceport availability, and stations and how they're close to starts, etc. Oh, right. Well, I've already done that, yeah. Stations are always close to stars. Well, no, that's not true actually. There is stations that aren't, but the normal stations where they have starports and stuff, checkpoints, they're close to stars. So if you see one of those, you know, unknown icons in your system view, here, let me just show it here. I discussed this already anyway, but here I go again. See how this one is close to the star? Then you know that's the station. Suppose this one looks a bit close as well. You know, it's a bit meh, but it's usable. Because you can end up in a system and not quite know. Then it's a good gamble to go to that near one. You know, it's like a station. If it's just a checkpoint station, we'll still have a travel agent, if there are travel agents in that system. Anyway, I kind of already did that. They also always have information. That's also kind of handy to know. And if you buy a planet, information about a planet from information, it always discovers the planet as well. So you'll have some indication of what's on there. Yeah, that's another thing, that all travel agents in the same system offer the same list of destinations. It's not like you go to one travel agent in the same system and then you go to one on another planet, or even on the same planet, and it'll have a different list of destinations. It's always the same list for that system. Explain weapons. Oh yeah, well, more fun, I suppose. Weapons, where will we do that? Let me think now. I guess we'll do it just on the standard set again. Teleport to set one. Yeah, I know exactly what to expect there, so. Oh, he's gonna take my weapons. Or not. It's not gonna be easy though. Let's see. Maybe he'll back off. I was talking about ship weapons, by the way, not these. That's what I'm going to show, but I just want to get rid of this guy. Oh yeah, he's afraid now. Imagine you could just fucking do that on your... Oh yeah, they're all mad. And they're shooting me now as well with stun bolts and stuff. They're deactivated now. I pressed something to make them all friendly again. So, weapons. Although that would have been a good fucking setup for it, wouldn't it? I'm an idiot. Right. Let's start with the one that the new storylines will unlock for you, stun bolt. That's the most basic one, and it's not illegal to carry it. This one, see? Oh yeah, he didn't take it, but he wouldn't have taken this. pretty sure. That's the most complicated one to use as well. So maybe I won't start with Stumbled. Let me just start with the usual laser beam. Like there's categories, or there's classes of them. Better ones will have... Okay, let me actually undo this, or I confuse everybody. Better ones will have larger firing arcs, bigger range, do more damage, etc. But this one is a simple one. Laser beam. So you click it, and now you can select the target. Now anything within this firing arc, you can target. So, and it will be highlighted with an icon like this. If I hover over it, it will sort of come down on it, indicate, you know, that that's a valid target. Like now, if I don't want to select the target, I can just click this again. Right, that cancels it. Yeah, let's just pick a place where there's a couple of guys, like here. Here, this one. This one isn't, because its target is in the center here. Yeah, it's an issue. Be here. Oh, went in the wrong way. So you want to, when you do this, you want to pause the game, right? So you want to kind of get into a good position, pause the game, then activate it, and now you can pick your target, right? And then you just click it, and you should also, like if this one is, say they're coming for you, maybe they're firing something as well, or just wanting to ram you or something. You can still adjust your speed. We're going 3 now, right? So if I unpause, we'll go this way at speed 3, and he's still going this way. So maybe I can just, with the scroll wheel over here, do it in the map. See, now it's 0. I can just reduce the speed like you can when it's not paused. So now we'll be standing still when we unpause. This might be better. So let's just fire it, and you'll see what happens. So this just indicates that when we unpause, this action is gonna be performed. Right? Oh, they immediately noticed. That's fine, because let's maybe get rid of them as well. Now that's another thing. Oh, that's a bit high still. Weapons often have timeouts, so there's now 7 seconds, but I can't use this laser beam. So that's a thing. Oh, they're gonna try something. Maybe another weapon. Now this one works similar. It's also basically like a beam, no weapon, but it's a Gatling gun. It's a bit more powerful, but it has a very narrow firing arc, but slightly bigger range. Now this one is coming. I still have to turn. Turning will take time. If I was going 3, the turn would also be like a swirl like this. You don't want that. You want to turn on your axis as fast as possible. So again, you turn the speed down to 0, right? Now turn this off for a sec. We'll just turn towards the aggressor. Now he's doing a stumbled right now, so he'll probably get us. See, and now we can get him. It won't hit this one. It's purely the one you select that will be it, and will always be it. Now that's, select that, you see, so the Gatling gun is going to go off onto him, but we want to kind of get out of here as well. So I think I'm gonna, it's a bit difficult because I'm gonna fly into this one probably. I don't want to be hit by the stumbled. So I'll set my speed to 2 maybe, and then turn this way, and hopefully, see, stumbled, missed, and I hit him. But he's on my tail now. Now for that you can use, oh, this I have to fix. I've done the most. These should fade away even if you're paused, so you can see where the your enemy is. That's a little bug, but okay. So another thing you can use now, because he's on our tail, but we don't want him to catch him. Let's say we don't have any weapons. Use like a turbo boost maybe. Now he's coming again, so, and it takes us time to turn. That's a problem. But if you have better weapons, let's say you have a real good stun beam. This one. That has just a firing arc all around and big range. I can just pick him. He's stunned now. Oh, he's trying it on me as well. And he's sitting there. He can't move. So I can use laser beam on him. That's firing. But I can also use still Gatling gun on him. You can use each item as long as it isn't in a timeout. You can use them all at the same time. That's fine. Yeah, we'll also get a missile. Well, we'll explain the missile later. We'll do these two. We'll set our speed to 0 again. We don't fly into him. Yeah, he's gone from that. So, yeah, that's a little bit of how weapons work. The problem is aligning yourself so the firing arc is is crossing your target or is intersecting with your target. If they're chasing you fast, that can be a real problem. So for this you have all kinds of things you can find around the galaxy. Like for example, well, this is a very good one, gyro flux. Let's say here we're attacking that one. He doesn't even have any weapons. So no, let's not take him. Oops. See if we can find security or something. Security? There's one. Yeah, let's just use a missile on him. Explain that as well. Again, just click it. Missiles, you can fire. A guided missile you can fire anywhere. Just pick the target. Oops. Here's the missile. It's flying. It's trying to catch up with him. No. Well, what I was saying was, the missile also has a turning rate. So it will hit him, or it can, but this time it outturned it. Anyway, see, he's chasing us now very fastly. So we won't be able to align this. If we turn around, by the time we're turned around, he's at us. So for situations like that, you can, for example, use, well, that's a very good thing to use, a gyro flux. Gyro flux will allow you to immediately set your bearing or your direction to anywhere you want. Here, I'll show that actually. So I can just, those are expensive. So you have also gyro boost. That will just increase your turn rate. So I'm just going to set myself back. This is a bit far though, so we might not make it. So what I'm going to do is we'll go in 3 and we'll set our turn rate. We'll do a gyro boost. That will increase our turn rate. And we'll try to align ourselves with him. So, oops. Well, I paused it just in time. He still hasn't stunned me yet. You can fire. No, that's outside the arc. But this one too. We're unlucky. Well, sometimes you can also use this. Where is it? Repulse. Very handy, but hard to find. We're stunned now. He's coming for us. Not much we can do now. Oh, the missile still hit him. That was lucky. I didn't even see it. I had forgotten about it. It was still in the air. See, it works. You can't use it in, or you can in dungeons, but it will hit the wall often because it can't make the turn. Oh, we shouldn't have. You can, I know, we'll just pay. Move along to kill him. He's all spinning. So that's a little bit about weapons. Oh yeah, the most important one I forgot, because that's the one you're first probably gonna get, is the stun bolt, which is a lot harder to use. The stun bolt you have to aim. There's other aimed weapons as well, but it's like the main one. All it does is it'll stun the target, it won't damage it. So let's say this guy, right? He's flying there. We'll pick the stun bolt. Now what this will do is you have to pick a point here where you think this guy is going to be at the point where it's going to actually hit the guy. So if I fire here, say that the guy might be past it. once the stumbled reaches this point. So I'd say about here. It's stumbled. No, he missed. Oh, we're on over water. It's kind of hard to judge speed. As you saw, I missed. Do it somewhere else. Oh. See. Oh, this is going to be easy. See, this is coming right at me. So where's the stumbled? Or is it in? I'd say not going that fast. Maybe about here. You know, I hit him. But you have to aim it, is what my point is. And they will have to be exactly in the the target and the stumble will have to be in the same place at the same time. So, and it also won't hit, well, anything that's at that place at that time, that it will hit. And it will only hit things at that point you pick. So, like if I pick here, the thing travels through here, right? But if anything comes through here or something, it won't hit any of that. It will only hit something here. And that something will have to be there exactly at the moment that the stumbled is here. So for example, this one, this is traveling in this direction. I'd say maybe about here, because it's not going that fast. Here. Yeah, see, I aimed that one well, but sometimes it's hard, like if you're just a little bit off. With this one, let's say I aim it here. See, that missed. So, that stumbles in short. So combined with like quick turning when things are chasing you. Yeah, you can use them to outrun things. Because they will be stunned for like a couple of seconds. And you'll be able to sort of fly out of their view. And they'll lose track of you. What else was I going to say about it? God, I forget again. Let's see the list. Explain weapons. Always hit, aimed, and guided. Yeah, so that's the 3 main categories. Beams and these Gatling guns and things, they just always hit. That's it. And you can just fly away. It doesn't matter. Like if I have... I don't know where it is now. Laser beam. I thought I had laser beam with a bigger... well, let's just do it with the stun beam. Like, if I pick this one over here... No, not this. Sorry. Like, if I fire at this one, even if I turn away, it will still hit. If I go... I'll turn on with a gyro boost as well. And high speed. It just hits. It always hits. As long as it was in the firing arc the moment when you fired it. But the pausing is very important, obviously. And remembering to set your speed appropriately for when you unpause. Often you want it 0. You don't want to fly into the guy that you're just shooting at. Probably will add some, you know, a little more things like where you can move backwards. This one, yeah, is expensive because I'm not sure it'll keep it like this in the game because it permits you to outrun anything. Here, you have 20, what's it? Boost speed to 4 for 40 seconds. So, yeah, most hunters won't be able to go that fast, so you can outrun anything with that. So that's why they're expensive. It won't probably be easy to find them. It won't be easy to find them anyway. Oh, here's like an example. So, he's on my tail now. I shouldn't have allowed that to happen. And I'm very close, right? So, if I have one of these, a turbo boost, I can give myself a bit of distance. Right? And now we have a bit more distance. And so let's say we don't have any gyro boost. Well, let's use a gyro boost because it's easier. But that will increase our turn rate. We'll pick that and quickly turn towards him. Ah, fucking security disabled them. Right, but normally he wouldn't have. So he would still be coming in this direction. You see, I just turned fastly. So I could now use Stumbled. Let's see him first. It is again that problem, those icons should be feigning even if you're paused, but I'll fix that. Go on. Oh, he's going, he's just leaving. Right, but anyway, we could have fired the Stumbled at him. I hope you know what I'm saying. Oh, well, this one's doing it, so. And so like here, we're outside our firing arc. So turn towards him. Use the Stumbled. Here. Oh, I didn't see this brick. And then get the hell out of there. Fast you can. That other one will have lost, you know. We'll take this one. I think we just about made it. There, use a Stumbled again. See, and then we can get the hell out of there. So that's one way to use those. And a little bit of show how weapons work. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, there's also now a thing. If you fly at full speed, like aggressive mobs and stuff will notice you quicker than when you fly at speed is 1. Sort of like when you fly like this at the lowest speed, it's sort of like a sneaking now. But that's also something you can use. I can actually show it. If I have that, I use that for myself. But, it's just for development. This. Where is it? Toggle draw. Is it? Collision? No. Background drawing? No. Target cone. I forget. Sorry. But I can actually show circles of, you know, and at what range they notice you around the things. I was gonna show you how big the difference is. It's quite a difference. If you're flying at 1, they won't notice you as quickly. Like, for example, that dog there might activate, you know, to rob you. He probably won't see me now because I'm flying 1. If I fly like this, they'll have a much bigger range in which they see me. So, yeah. That's it. I think we're done. Well, I enjoyed that anyway. I hope you did too. And yeah, keep the questions coming and stuff. And yeah, that's it. So have a nice day and see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.